Hello, Internet, and this is day 13 two, of 20. No, day 13 of 365. It is Tuesday the 13th, which, because I watch way too much TV, is the title of one of my favorite, sort of. I mean, I like this episode of Psych. I love Psych. I think there's some Psych-isms that I could still quote, and I would see another Psych movie if they made it. Currently not a Peacock subscriber, but I totally would because I think it's a really fun, goofy world, and we need more fun, goofy world in our media because everything is so serious. And I know I mean, if I had a mind to, I guess, like, I could write that essay of right now we are trending to it's so serious. Why so serious? Why so serious? But Tuesday the 13th, I liked the episode because it just, every once in a while, you were silly and scary, and yeah. So every time it's a Tuesday the 13th, I think of that. But today is Tuesday the 13th. I accomplished my first workout of 2026. Woohoo! This is my fourth attempt at recording because I currently am super high on endorphins, and yeah, the chemical is making me a little loopy. Goofy? But I did want to call today's entry a day in the life of a night owl because I think a couple of days ago I felt a huge panic anxiety because I went from I'm going to do this to day 2 I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this, to like, oh, if I'm going to do this, I need to like wrap up my day by 7 or 8 so I can do this. I can record it, like do my little intro thing, anything, edit it. And, I'm doing it on my phone, which is really cool. But, and then now I'm day 13 and I've freshly discovered that I can have this setup, and I also am like trying to relax into doing it, which is also why I was able to accomplish my mile because, there's a part of me that's like, I need to just like on the workout side. And if I don't, I'm never going to do it. So if I like rushed home to do this after TMP, I was never going to do it. So I feel good. I feel accomplished. I feel a little bit too relaxed also, because this is, like I said, my fourth attempt at doing this, like recording and talking. I think my earlier attempt also had me take a swig of this, which is a post-workout protein thing, which is disgusting. I don't know why post-workout. It's not good. It's also really not well mixed, so it's chunky. It's not appetizing, but in an effort to truly declutter, wow, that affected my voice a little bit. That's interesting. In an effort to truly declutter and truly like properly post-workout, all those powders, post-workout, superfoods, like any powdered thing that I got in an effort to be healthy, I'm gonna consume. It's painful, but I'm gonna do it. But yeah, to the 13th makes me think of Psych. Makes me think of TV shows when it was, I don't know, what's the best way to describe it? Like a Miss Monk? I miss, like I said, I've been doing a Stargate. I miss I miss a time in TV where we were allowed to suspend our disbelief. We were allowed to incorporate like mythology. We were allowed to, first of all, not be so sexualized. Like, there's something about like the sexually frustrated where we were not, like when we didn't talk about it. We all knew, but we didn't talk about it. For example, Korean dramas had a formula, like the iconic Korean drama standalone formula. I don't know, they probably wrote a book about it, but from my years of watching it, the guy and the girl, it was so evident. There was either the like, I hate you. No, I really don't hate you. Oh, no, you're misunderstood. Blah, 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 we're gonna fight. Oh, there's a third guy or the third girl, the third person who's, oh, they're not good for you. Second lead syndrome. Episode 8 of 16. That's when you finally confess to like, I actually really do like you. And they start dating or like properly dating from like 8 to 12. But then there's more tension like, wait, you didn't tell me that you were the heir of the whatever fortune. I'm just an ordinary coffee shop girl. Something like that. We come from two worlds. How can wait, what's that ever after line? A bird may love a fish, signore, but where would they live? And then you would have the Leonardo da Vinci that says, I will make you wings. And then there's, oh wait, no, car accident. One of them has amnesia. Amnesia. And then it looks like they're happy, and it's like, oh, they're happy, I'm gonna let them go. And then they're like, no, wait, I remember everything. I can't live without you. Is that still true for you? Yes, I can't live without you. And by episode 16, they lived happily ever after, triumphing over all the circumstances that would keep them apart. It was a formula. We knew the formula, but it was so good. Like, I don't know. I liked it. And they weren't defined necessarily by like when they had sex. Because, the world, I don't know. When do we define who we are by when we had sex? Or who we had sex with? Or the lack of sex? Again, endorphins. I'm starting to ramble. Yes, but I am a night owl, which means that it is 10:30-ish, and I'm like gonna wrap up, and then the editing's gonna take about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna like do my Bible reading, and you know what? I realize I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm like, why is it all about sex? And I say this from a very Christian perspective. Genesis, Exodus, there's so much sex in the Bible. Like, so much sex. It's ridiculous how much sex. And so and so begat, so and so begat. And they went into each other. It's like so much sex in the Bible. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Song of Solomon's, man. Is it Song of Solomon or Song of Songs? Anyway, lots of sex in the Bible. So, I answered my own question. 21st century media. Why is it all about sex? Because it's always been about sex. We people, we weak people, we are defined by this primal nature where we are no better than that annoying pet dog of your friend who just like likes to hump everything. That is who we are as people. And that is obviously why I'm talking about this as a night owl. Because that's the stuff that happens only at night, right? um, I will say, as a person who has never had sex, there, I said it. Although, technically, contextually, if you are, I mean, I don't know if there's this data set, because who would you ask who you talk to? But as a Korean unmarried Christian woman, despite my age of being 41, like there are other Christian Korean women who are Christian who probably have had sex. I am in the camp of where I haven't. And the question does, I don't know. I don't want to talk about sex. But this is a public diary, but it is still a private diary. So do we talk about sex? Uh, I have a song stuck in my head now. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's just put it out there. Let's just admit it. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything is about sex. But I miss that time when we knew, but it wasn't overtly addressed. You know, when it was all about the tension, it was all about will they or won't they, or man, they really should be together. And in that together happily ever after sense of the word, and like, okay, so for example, Monk. In Monk, his story, he had his happily ever after with all his idiosyncrasies. Like, his story was not that he was not allowed to have sex again, but it was more about, for him, that whole story was like him solving the murder of his wife, like finding peace with who he was, and it was a beautiful ending. Even the last movie, which I did see, was a perfect ending to it too. Like the story, the show can go on, but man, like that is a perfect story, I think. Some episodes weren't great, some episodes were really great, but yeah. And then, you saw people who had their second chances and third chances, like Captain Stottlemyre and Randy and Sharona, which is still weird, but also made sense because they did flirt a lot. Natalie and wow, I know a lot about that show. I was a super fan. Um, hmm, okay. Where am I going with this? I don't know. But yeah, I do have some stuff. I am gonna take a nice post shower. I did turn on my light bar to give me some cool lighting. I don't know if it worked. Um, but what do I'm looking forward to the rest of the week? I do have some cleaning I gotta do because I have my nephew coming over. Oh, that is gonna be fun. How do I do this without getting caught? Because I don't want them to know that I do this. But if they're sleeping over, it does mean that she's gonna be here and she's gonna see and potentially hear. Oh, secrets. Can I keep my secret? We shall see. Okay. Goodbye, Internet. Have a good night.